YouTube? It's your boy JB, aka the King of Soul. Today, we got some Jordan 1s to look at. The Air Jordan 1 Retro High 85. Now this is the bread colorway. Before we get into the review, do me a favor, make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel. If you do dig the content, also hit that share button. These videos that we do on this channel are strictly for review purposes, so if you do happen to have any questions or comments, definitely feel free to drop those down below. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into the review. So this sneaker does come in what does appear to be your standard Air Jordan 1 box here. Now, you do have your standard all black base here, but on the box stage you do have the Nike text here in the swoosh in red. If you do a 360 around the box, you will notice more of that Nike branding there with a hit of red. Now the bottom portion of the box, nothing too much going on. It did just give us the hit of black here. Now you do have some copyright information and Nike branding here in red, and they also gave us that Jordan Wings logo there at the bottom as well. Other than that, that's pretty much it for those that do care about that. There you go. Now the box label on the sneaker does read Air Jordan 1 High 85. The colorway says black, varsity red, and then white. Now when you do open the box, now up underneath you do have this hit of white. I don't see any stamps or anything like that. Now the retail pairs, they actually should have like, you know, a stamp here in red. And they do actually have like this swoosh text and then a Nike brand in there in black. And that's pretty much it for the box lid. So we're gonna move that out of the way. Now the sneaker itself, it did come inside, but it did wrap it inside this white wax paper here. And it is double wrapped quite a bit. But once you get past the wax paper, you are met with the actual sneaker itself. Now this is a gem. This is actually, you know, the sneaker that kind of started it all. I'm pretty sure you guys know the story with these Air Jordan 1 breads, because like, you know, this was actually Mike's first sneaker. But nevertheless, like this sneaker, one thing that I do want to point out to you guys first and foremost, this isn't your standard cut when it comes to like the ankle collar and everything in the back. It's not the same cut that we've been seeing on like those Air Jordan 1 High OGs. This sneaker is actually close to spec to the original Air Jordan 1s that were released back in the 80s. But as far as materials go, the sneaker itself, it is for the most part, it just has like your standard leather upper, just like any other Air Jordan 1. It just have like, you know, the hits of red throughout the panels, and then you do have your white midsole there. But yeah, man, excellent sneaker. Not gonna take too long on this one. Definitely glad to get this one in the collection. But let's jump right into it. And again, this is the Air Jordan 1 Retro High 85, and this is that red colorway. So we are going to take a look at the right sneaker like we always do. Now from first observation, the sneaker does look like what you would expect from any other Air Jordan 1. On the lateral side of the sneaker, for the most part, you do have like your hits of red and black going throughout the panels here. Black stitching is consistent throughout the entire upper, but you do have your red Nike swoosh there. The red Nike swoosh does have some red stitching. More red going towards the panels, going towards the back here. Smack dead up top, they did give us that Black Wings logo there. Now the sock liner of the sneaker, it is all black, and they did give us this hit of this smooth black leather here around the ankle collar itself. Going towards the toe box area, you do have more of that black leather there with the black stitching. Now the midsole of the sneaker, it does have that hit of white, and then you can see the red coming showing up from up underneath. Other than that, that's pretty much it for the lateral side. Now switching gears, going to the front toe box area of the sneaker. Now you are met with more of this red dye leather. The toe box area is perforated just like, you know, most Air Jordan 1s. They did go ahead and give us this black mud guard here, and the mud guard does have like, you know, some black stitching. The sneaker itself, it didn't come, you know, laced at all, but they did give us a few lace options. They did give us this hit of black and then a red here. Me personally, I feel like you can't go wrong with either option, but for me, I like the black laces on this one a little bit better. Now the tongue of the sneaker, it does have like, you know, It's like, you know, this black nylon mesh material here, and it is a little bit thicker than most Air Jordan 1 tongues, I will give it that. But up top you do have this black tab here, and it does have, like, you know, the Nike branding there in red, the Nike Air brand in the red. Behind the tongue you do have like this hit of kind of like a off-white kind of sail color here. That's a little bit different than most Air Jordan 1s. Inside the sneaker itself, you do have this hit of black here. One thing that I do want to point out to you, they do have, like, you know, this size and coating here going towards the inside of the sock liner here as well. The inside of the sneaker, now they did give us this paper to stuff the sneaker with, but the insole of the sneaker, it is all white, and then you do have the red Nike Air text there as well, and that's pretty much it for the front of the sneaker. Now going towards the medial side of the sneaker, you do have the red Nike swoosh here, and then you do have more red going towards the panels here on the back, more black going towards the front, and of course the toe box area as well. And then you do have the white midsole showing over on this side as well, and that's pretty much it. Then going towards the back, now you do have more of the for the most part it is all red, but you do have this red tab here, and it does have, like, you know, some black stitching going horizontal and then red stitching going vertically. Other than that, you just have like your hits of red and black, and these are basically ascending from, like, you know, both sides of the sneaker here. So you do have some black leather here as well. Again, you do have more of that black smooth leather here up top going by the ankle collar of the sneaker. And that's pretty much it for the back. The bottom portion of the sneaker, it does have your standard Air Jordan 1 traction. So up top you do have your circular traction pod here, and then you do have your Nike branding with the swoosh there. The entire bottom is red, and that's pretty much it. Now the sneaker, this time they did give us this black elastic band here, and they did give us this tag here with Michael Jordan, and then you do have the Wings logo there in the red. And then if you open the card here, it does have, like, you know, it's kind of like a blueprint situation to highlight the sneaker itself was constructed. The left sneaker is pretty consistent with the right. Everything for the most part on this one is the same. They didn't swap out like any branding or anything. Yeah, man, excellent sneaker. As far as, like, you know, comfort and sizing on this one, the sneaker does feel just like any other Air Jordan 1. Now, for me, that is true to size. I wouldn't recommend going up or down a half size on this one at all. Just stick true to what you know. If I were to rate this one, I would give this one a solid 10 out of 10. This is actually kind of like a Jordan Grail sneaker, if you will. This is kind of like, again, this is the sneaker that started it all, as far as, like, you know, hype beasting goes. So I'm glad that they actually did decide to, like, you know, spin this one back for us, because it hasn't been released for quite some time. And I'll be sure to do like another video, because I want to do a comparison, because I do have the pair that was released back in like 2015, and then there's some other ones, because this has been retro quite a few times, this color blocking. So I'll be sure to do a comparison video for you guys. And that's pretty much it, but I definitely want to take time to shout out the vendor who actually get to the sneaker to review on the channel for you guys. And I can be reached on all social media platforms. I definitely encourage you to stay engaged. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, even here on YouTube. Everything is at the King of Soul. But before we go, I'm gonna hit you guys with a 360 and a B-roll like I always do. But then, there you go. Air Jordan 1 Retro High 85. And again, this is that red colorway. So there's the front of the sneaker. Lateral side of the right. Lateral side of the left. There's your bottom. There's the medial side of the sneaker. And then there's your rear. And again, I thank you guys for taking the time to tune in like always. But until next time, see you later.